Hello and welcome to another video by Minifigs in Space. I am your host, Brian. LEGO Mars mission launched in 2007 and would prove to be a pivotal theme in more ways than one. It was the first full-on LEGO Space sub-theme to take place in over 6 years, the last one being LEGO Life on Mars in 2001. However, unlike Life on Mars, Mars mission was conflict-driven around these alien crystals that were discovered on the Red Planet. The Mars mission Astros started off as simply miners going to collect energy crystals to fix the energy crisis on planet Earth. However, upon discovering they had competition from foreign aliens that were not native to Mars, they also had to turn towards military operations. This resulted in the Mars mission team needing to convert their mining machines into weaponized vehicles. These weapons included what we are focusing on today: missiles and projectile launchers. Did you know, out of all 19 sets produced for Mars mission between 2007 and 2008, a total of 10 sets have some sort of projectile launcher? And not only that, there were 6 unique types of launchers and ammo used across the entire theme, some of which were never seen before or have been seen since. It is my belief that LEGO Mars mission took the opportunity to experiment with multiple different types of missiles and launchers, and weeded out the ones they didn't like and kept the ones they thought would be beneficial long term. So, with a brief introduction to Mars mission being out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the 6 missiles themselves. First up, we have the foam dart launcher, which is essentially a LEGO version of the Nerf and Strike darts. This missile launcher only came in 2 sets from the first wave of LEGO Mars mission in 2007. This was both the first and the last time that these 2 parts were produced by LEGO. However, the means used to launch these darts were not new. The air pump system was literally recycled from LEGO Life on Mars, which took place 6 years prior. Mars mission was the last theme we ever saw this air pump system being employed in. Here is a closer look at both the launcher and the foam dart. Personally, I was a little disappointed to learn that they were not cross-compatible with Nerf darts, which is an even bigger pity when you realize that they are almost $5 per foam dart on Bricklink. The eagle-eyed viewers will probably have noticed our second missile, which is the one that also appeared in the Alien Mothership and a couple other Mars mission sets. In fact, there's a good chance you will recognize it from sets all the way up until 2019. We are, of course, talking about this incredible spring-loaded missile. The missile and missile launcher concept were developed a year prior in 2006. Exoforce sets were one example of the original application. However, there were a couple variants, and Mars mission chose to stick with the one that we have seen in recent times. Here is a closer look at the spring-loaded launcher with its accompanying missile. I happen to have a few of these in my collection. Unfortunately, they are all in storage. Otherwise, I would do a demonstration on how they perform. Our next missile and missile launcher are entirely exclusive to the LEGO Mars mission theme. In fact, they only appeared in 2 sets and are very rare. But in this case, rarity does not equal value. They are very cheap and very plentiful on the market because there isn't high demand for them. These missiles are essentially a modified bar with a rounded half dome at the tip. Now, you may notice there is some resemblance to the missiles being used nowadays. My theory is that the LEGO designers went to the past to find inspiration for the next generation of missile launchers, and they landed on adapting this design. Unfortunately, outside of their appearance, there is nothing similar about them. They are not cross-compatible with the older or newer versions of the launchers. And sadly, I also have the launcher itself in storage, so I can't give a demonstration. But as you can see, it is a standard 2x2 brick with a few, let's say, extensions added to it. From my past experiences of playing with it, it is actually a very unimpressive launcher. Sure, it's cool, and it takes away the idea of flicking with your finger, but it is very underpowered and a little finicky at times. The next launcher is a totally different approach. It is a disc launcher that is also a relic from the LEGO Exoforce theme. It only appeared in 1 Mars mission set, the Claw Tank Ambush, and it was the last time this launcher was ever seen in LEGO production. The launcher was a hollow cylinder that also had the same built-in flick function as the previous missile we discussed. The disc itself is a lot more interesting because it is 1, marbled, and 2, the hollow center also attaches to a bar, which means it has several uses outside of being a projectile. Our next missile is none other than the classic flick fire missile. It was introduced in 2008 in not only Mars mission, but also a bunch of other themes like Star Wars. My theory is that the flick fire missile was originally developed for LEGO Mars mission, but the designers liked it so much they quickly used it in other sets being released that year. The 6th and final launcher comes in this one set, which personally I think has to be one of the coolest LEGO rovers ever made. The MT-101 Armored Drilling Unit. The launcher used in this set should be very familiar to hardcore Bionicle fans, the Zamor Sphere launcher. This Mars mission set, in combination with a Exoforce set from the same year, are the first sets that this Zamor Sphere launcher appeared outside of LEGO Bionicle. If I recall correctly, the last time it was seen was in the LEGO Mindstorms EV3 building kit. And that, my friends, is all 6 of the LEGO Mars mission missiles used in a relatively short time span. It is extremely uncommon for LEGO to have so many molds for different projectiles and launchers in a single theme. In fact, we would not see something so significant like this until LEGO Nexo Nights, where they once again started experimenting with more missiles and projectile launchers. With all that said, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something new and that you enjoyed today's content. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it in the comments below. Thanks again, and until next time, keep building your universe.